challenge, that we really have to be intentional around our calendar and what we're trying to do with students. So if we're asking students to participate in fully in what they could do at WCC, we've got to think about what our calendar looks like and meshes with that. Maybe even more than maybe other school systems around, because that puts kids in a rough spot if that doesn't mesh. So that kind of feedback we got, but I can't say it's enough, but it wasn't one person who said, please be thoughtful about that.
I do want to say, one of the things we forgot to mention, there is a survey up on all of the websites. The Ypsilanti website, the Willow Run, and the Together website, that asks parents, students, community members to give us feedback on some options for some possible themes and what their thoughts are on questions like the new tech, the IB program, and things like that. So there are surveys, and some of my students actually took it today as part of one of their journals, and one of my kids came up after and says, "You mean these are things that are possible next year? Is this going to happen next year?" I mean, they were like excited. So, hopefully we get that kind of energy and excitement from the kids, because one of the things we do ask on the survey is, are you planning on sending your student to Lower Run Community Schools next year? Ypsilanti Community Schools next year. And so, it is giving us some feedback on that.
And that survey does come down on next Wednesday night at midnight for the 20th. So we strongly encourage everyone to participate.
And once again, where can a survey be found?
On the homepage of both the independent school districts and then on the Together for SS. We try to put it as many places as possible.
Trustee Myers?
Yes, I'm just wondering about themes for these small learning communities. Have we thought about any, or has any discussion been going on about specific themes for?
There has been discussion. However, part of the recommendation is for us to form a work team to really begin to go in depth on possible themes for the small learning communities.
And that's what some of the survey is trying to get to, is developing interest, or developing what interest is out there for different ideas.
We also looked at the exit surveys from our last couple of graduating classes to see what they were very interested in upon leaving the two districts and going off to the universities as well. And then also looking at the demand of the workforce. You can be interested in one thing, but have no demand for it once you complete the program. We want to ensure that our children will have an opportunity to be successful after we provide them with this education.
And they don't have to necessarily be surrounded. They don't have to be by themes. There are other ways that the SLCs could be organized and structured, and so that would also be part of the work team to really give thought to, do we think having them organized around themes would be the best way to do what the district wants to accomplish? Is there another way? Because you could also organize them around instructional models, and that work's coming from another work group on the 28th. So we really want the work team to begin to think about what's the best way to do that. How do we make sure that the way we organize it, parents and the community and students can get behind and get excited about? So we've thought about and talked about it, but that it needs to be fleshed out by people who are really making that decision in a longer period of time than we have coming and making one recommendation and coming to look at.
And if you think, if you think about the ones that we've already adopted, they are true instructional models and not necessarily themes. The International Baccalaureate, that's an instructional model. The new tech work, we hear new tech and we think that's a specific school, but it's actually an instructional model. So as of right now, we really don't have any true themes.
Can you at least give me some examples of what you all have been discussing? Something that I could, right.
Take the survey.
Yeah, well, that will help because there are some there.
Some of the things
Mr. Myers, we talked about STEM, right?
Yeah.
Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We talked about performing arts and fine arts as a theme that surfaced during the visioning over the summer. But we didn't want to limit it to that, and so the risk, of course, is if you put up a model that has a straw man, that everybody's going to latch onto that and say, that's what we either are going to do, or boy, we don't want that. So we wanted to let it be authentic and generate, but those are a couple of things that have kind of surfaced in multiple conversations that could be potential areas of focus.
Right, we actually had one all completed with nice little themes, and as we went around in the community and had conversations, we realized that the community needed more time to understand the concept and to digest it, and a work team needed to be formed. There were conversations around business and entrepreneurship, global and civic leadership, and there's a list on this page. So we really had to withdraw and understand that we needed more time and more in-depth conversation.
And even with themes or however they're structured, we have to organize for students that are gonna be with us in September. But there is so much work to be done with looking at course alignment, are we meeting, how we're gonna meet those core content standards. There's a lot of work, so the student, like what courses would we offer, what do those course descriptions look like, how does that match with our graduation requirements? There's just a lot of work that has to be done in transitioning, and it's work that can be done, it's exciting work, but it's hard to, say right now, that's the way it works. So that's why it's best for the work team to really begin to move this forward, and then even beyond that, in the future, there are going to be people who have to embrace even what the work team's done, and really work towards implementing it so that it can be what we want this to be for students.
Any other questions or comments from Chris? Ms. Pennington, Ms. Turner, thank you very much. Mr. Beasley, Ms. Swanson, Ms. Martin, Ms. Norman, thank you very much for your guidance. And we really appreciate, obviously, a lot of hard work is done. It's very clear that an awful lot of hard work is gone into this, and unfortunately, the more work you put into it, the more there is to do. But I think it's very, very exciting to see us, making those kinds of leaps and doing, trying to relook at the way we're doing things and make it what's best for kids. Well, if there are no further ado then, Trustee Ragland, I wonder if you'd be kind enough to make the motion.
I'd be delighted. I move that the Unified Board of Education accept the recommendation of the high-quality teachers and teaching advisory committee by approving the development of an in-depth work team process that will include parents, staff, and community members to support the implementation of small learning communities.
Thank you very much. Is there support for that motion?
Support.
Is there any discussion on the motion? It's been properly moved by Trustee Ragland, supported by Trustee Sheila Edwards, as read by Trustee Ragland. Any board member required to be read again? Seeing none, all those in support of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. And this motion also carries unanimously. Thank you very much, everyone who's put hard work into this and carry on.